Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Overwatch Collegiate Varsity series. I'm your host, Kevin Kanashi Tagupa, and I'm joined by V-Flight once again. He always just comes in for the second match because we only need one spectator cam.
Feels bad because I'm supposed to be the one doing the spectator job, but the other spectator is not a very well. She is technically camera shy, and she pulls out the whole "I don't speak English" card. So I'm forced onto casting because I've done it before, and even though I'm not great at it, I'm still here doing my part.
I mean, he's knowledgeable. There's a reason why he was the coach for this team for quite a while. But yeah, right now we have the match between ArtU
Oh,
Esports and the University of North Texas.
that graphic.
So yeah, North Texas has Executor, Fierce Surge, Medic Cray, Aqua, Captain Carlos, and Joe. These are very solid names. I'll let you look at
Ah,
that.
the lobby's right there for us.
So from what we saw, at least in the match with what is it, the University of Utah, since they also stream their productions, good on them. Thanks for the VODs, by the way. We're studying. But yeah, they tend to run a Reaper May composition. What do you think ArtU is going to be able to pull out in order to try to stop this?
You see, traditionally, ArtU has been very weak towards MA Reaper comp or Sombra comp. Fair, they're kinda weak to it, but they're getting better at it. But when it comes to May Reaper, not a lot of people, not a lot of teams run May Reaper in this current meta, so they have currently no idea how to play against it. I have an idea, but they probably won't listen to me because I'm not the coach anymore, and they're trying to like get good by themselves. But what they could do is basically play slow and keep tabs on the Mei. Because they're used to playing against Reaper. They
Hmm.
know how to deal with the Reaper. But to play against a Mei and a Reaper, that's going to be a little different.
Yeah, I totally agree with that. And there's one thing, at least, that we know between Kairos and TCAT. They're both very good at their sniper roles. Do you think that they would try to pull out either a Hanzo Widow, or do you think that they try to pocket that for a later map, especially if they pick a map that's like longer, for instance?
I would say they will probably pick pocket it for a later map because the first map is Oasis and it's not a very double sniper-ish map. You probably see more of a Bastion map or Bastion comps or Pharah comps,
Hmm.
if anything. But don't expect any like double snipers. Maybe a Hanzo for like if TCAT really thinks he can pop off with Hanzo, stuff like that.
Oh yeah, and then you and I just play games on occasion. We play this game way too many times, for way too many hours. But
We like the
when
pain.
you and I were talking with Kairos about that the Winston Rhine strat, what I want to know your opinion on that right now, especially since they tried to pull it out right in the last match against UC Irvine. Do you think that they're what is your mentality behind it? Do you think it's a good strat or?
All right. On paper, when Carol's first pitched this to me a couple months ago, I thought it was the dumbest idea in my life because Ryan and Winston don't have any synergy at all. Right now, with the Winston buff, the Winston has better shields, which is great. The idea is that they run it against a Bastion comp or a very stationary comp in close quarters maps like Oasis, or they'll probably do it somewhere in King's Row. They have a Tracer. She got a buff with her drop off range. Uh, so there's that. The Tracer can play a bit further from the Bastion, flap around, flash around, blink around, whatever you want to say it. And just basically, it's a weird hybrid death ball comp, and it's just overall weird, and it's going to throw people off a lot. But since RU has been practicing with that, and they're going further into more development and how to make it better, it can be scary if they do it right and it's coordinated well. And it's really going to throw off a lot of people, like, I don't know, a Bastion teleport onto Mondada's head in King's Road. That's going to throw people off.
Yeah, it's one of those things where, like, at least you and I both thought, this is ridiculous on paper. It doesn't work. Like, you're going in, like, one's a dive tank and one's a very stationary slow tank. So how are you gonna get your team in? And then he's just like, easy, you just Lucio the rest of them in. And I'm like, okay, and then they pulled it off against UC Irvine. They got the initial pick and they got the initial point flip. So
Yeah.
it'd be really interesting to see if they pull that out again. And then especially since Winston's barrier it got 100 more HP as well as it's coming up a third quicker.
Hmm.
So you're getting your bubbles fast and you're also mitigating a lot of the damage. Another thing that I wanted to ask you specifically, we know that ArtU plays for the last couple of matches at least, they've went to Kings Row for their hybrid pick. But this patch, they went to Hollywood. Why do you think that?
Well, Hollywood, it's different. A lot of people are very comfortable with Scrims Row. I mean, Kings Row, sorry. It's Scrims Row in for many teams because it's one of the best maps. But Hollywood has been known to be a more ArtU kind of style map, especially with the Ruby days. And now that some of the Ruby players have become Onyx players, um, Hollywood is a little bit of more their forte. They like playing around it, and especially when it comes to Streets phase, for the second point, it gives a lot of room for sniper comps, which is what TCAT and Karos love doing.
Exactly. The long sight lines that are given by the streets phase, it just makes it a lot easier on them. And then, yeah, so it's kind of interesting to see them not go to that initially. They went to Hollywood. Um, and then, well, obviously we saw the Pharah. They definitely had a little bit of issues dealing with that initially, and then also the suppressive fire coming out from what's it is on there, Danchi on the Bastion. So yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see what they decide to pull out. Obviously, we're playing on a brand new patch. Speaking of the new patch, any Halloween skins you're trying to hunt for, trying to get?
Hmm. I really want that Genji skin that was leaked a few years ago. I would love that.
Yeah, the 3-year hiatus for the
Ah,
Rice Hat Genji,
the Ronin
the Ronin
Genji.
Genji. Like we, yeah, it.
I want that
Well,
skin.
instead we got
We got like a Demon Orisa. That was pretty dope.
Demon Arista was pretty cool. Um,
It goes well with that Hawk skin, the Diablo skin, Diablo S skin from like when they released the Blizzard
mhm.
game skins.
Yeah,
Yeah, it goes well with that.
they need that, and now they need to give Ryan a skin that makes him look like Stone. I mean, they already have Stoneheart, but it's
Yeah.
not like a demon skin. I feel like if they gave him another one, that's not like you
So
know
it's kind of similar to what Bob looks like with Ash's new skin, the Warlock skin.
exactly like something like that. Just call it like Fire Demon Reinhardt, and just have him run in there. Then you could just have literally your main tanks just made of stone, and they're just all
Oh.
running in there. Does that mean if do you think the Orisa Winston just stone meta is gonna be a thing?
Orisa Winston? You
It's
see,
gonna be even slower than the Reinhardt because
it's
you don't have the charge.
it's even dumber because I seen it happen in Open Division recently for the practice season. I
Hmm.
seen it happen. I'm dumbfounded by how it kind of worked. I seen it on Volskaya, and so basically it's a Bastion comp again, but it has I believe a Reaper and Winston working together, so that's a new dive.
Like a pseudo dive. It's because
Yes.
like Reaper's so elusive, and the fact that he can get in and out quickly,
Mm-hmm.
it's something that it's a part of his kit now. It's way easier to use. And then Winston has the mobility to just get in there, plus extra HP on the barrier. You can survive just a little bit longer, but
Mm-hmm.
you probably still will get shredded up. But yeah, it's going to be interesting. North Texas has a very good record coming into this. ArtU, not so much.
Okay, well that is also explainable. Like if you look on paper, there's been a lot of O2s for ArtU, but if you look more deeper into the scoreline, like the percentage of each game, like how far they gotten, how many team fights they won, is actually closer than it sounds. Obviously, we're not going to get those stats on Tespa or any other site because no one's really keeping track of those
Mhm.
except for us, the ones who are actually streaming it and actually keeping track of it. So RU is a decent team. They're not the strongest. I am confidently saying that we are not the strongest team on the West Coast. I want them to be better, but you know what? We can't always be like that immediately. We gotta work off from somewhere.
And I
And
think that this is like this is a young core team, by the way, as well. They're all sophomores and juniors,
hmm
so even if they want to, they could probably play through their senior year. So they still have like another year to go. And if anything, I feel like this is just another wake up call for them. They're playing against some of the best teams in the nation. You have to consider that they're playing against, UC Irvine. Next week they have UC Berkeley, and then they have University of North Texas. They played against Boise. There's a whole bunch of very good like esports programs, and I'm really excited to see them go head to head here. So once again, I'm just gonna give you guys the rundown. It's a best of three. Their first map today is gonna be Oasis, which I'm just like, okay. Oasis, then hybrid. It's gonna be either Numbani, Kings Row, or Hollywood. And if there is a map 3 needed, it will be Dorado, Route 66, or Junkertown. But if the hybrid map does tie, they go to a control map, and it's either going to be Lijiang Tower or Busan. If we get that far, I feel like ArtU really favors Lijiang. So we'll see if we ever get down that line. I would like to see a third map. That'd be very fun.
I'd like to see some improvement from the team, especially in the rotations. Like they themselves they have good mechanical skills. It's just that their rotations and well, just basically the whole mentality needs a bit more work. Especially when they start losing a fight pretty badly, they get really down. Mentality is important, people. If your players are like really thinking bad or like getting a little sad, thinking that they're going to 1v6 the team and carry the whole game, make sure they don't do that. It's a team game.
It's one of those things. Like the mental warfare is actually part of the game. This is I can go off on a tangent here since we're killing time. If you've ever seen the Dota 2 International, they have chat wheel. They have a chat wheel in the game, and when you play against OG, which is a team that's now won twice in a row, never happened in the history of Dota, they spam the chat wheel. They are known for spamming the chat wheel so much. They are responsible for 3,000 uses of the same voice line. They have the record for the most uses. And the reason for that is not only does it create like a fun atmosphere for them, they think, oh, you know what, this is a pug game. Everybody's going to be spamming chat wheel and stuff like that. But it also like gets under your opponent's skin because you're like, okay, you know what, I'm BMing you a little bit. It's not just for your team either. Your team doesn't only hear the wheel chat. It's everyone in the entire
Even
game.
the spectators too.
Yeah, so the spectators get a good taste of that as well. We're still waiting on a quick technical issue on our U side. Sorry about that.
Yeah, so before this whole thing started, like literally 1 minute as Karos was leaving World of Warcraft Classic, the boy is addicted to the game, my god. Anyways, as soon as he was logging off, blue screen on his computer, so we're fixing that. Why aren't we moving him to a different computer? And there's some technical issues and details that I'm too lazy to go into depth with.
Yeah, we
But
won't bore you with production stuff. In the meantime, though, we could talk about how ArtU is up and coming. Obviously, new team, not a new team. I mean, it's the same group of people, but they've just been working on their communication. And I just want to ask you in general, what are your thoughts on the patch notes? Anything that you definitely want to see? Like, do you think that this is enough to shake up the meta?
I think the Sombra change to basically hack Sigma or hack his shield away, even though it's already up, that's a big change already. Some teams aren't going to use it immediately. UC Irvine have already done it, and it already makes a big enough impact. Using the Sombra against the current meta comp right now is going to be just like using Sombra goats. It's going to be the counter. It's going to be a detriment to teams who are so used to that comp. Sombra is currently a key figure in any of the comps ever since she's been released.
She's one of those heroes that, like, if played properly, it can shut down an entire team or an entire like play style. Especially for, I'm a tank main. We understand that pain so much. Like, you understand. We've heard Super talk about it from the San Francisco Shock. He has a very strong opinion on Sombra players. But it's just one of those things. It's just like, you could get outplayed so hard just because, like, now you can't use any of your abilities, and now you're just a dude with a hammer. What are you gonna do? You can't charge. You can't leave. You just gotta swing and hope that you don't die or hide.
Swing, baby, swing.
Either that or same thing with Winston. Like, all you have is your mini taser. Like, that's it, and your fist. I mean, just
It's
like that's it.
Click, click.
So I feel like seeing, especially Sombra, I feel like with her the only change was the translocator, but just being able to get in and out quicker
Hmm.
and having like a charge on it, it makes it super quick. Like she could dip as quickly as she wants to. So yeah, it
Oh,
looks like
here he comes.
Kairos slowly. Yep, he's in.
Finally.
So I don't know if do we have the nope. Okay, so I don't know if they're gonna rearrange the players or not,
Nah, they
or
probably won't.
they're probably just gonna hop right in. But yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see what ArtU pulls out. We'll see if the Winston Reinhardt comes back out on Oasis again. I mean, it caught him off guard the first time. It caught UC Irvine off the first time.
Hmm.
It would be really interesting to see if it comes back again. So yeah, here we go straight into. This is University, right? Like I totally forgot my Busan or not. Oh my god, I don't even know what map we're on. Totally forgot.
Yes, this is University.
Okay.
We're not in the map yet. We're going to give some time for basically basically for them to actually spawn them, because right now there's nothing going on and the spectators just flying around until they spawn in. So for now, we are going to University in Oasis. You know, that one little hole in the ground that has a mega health pack in the middle. Yeah, that one. That's University.
So when it comes down to this map, do you think that teams would like to play like around that circle and try to boot people into it, or do you still think that it's used for the wall, the enclosure part of the control point?
I think teams won't initially play to boot people into the hole unless it's part of a plan. I think they're just going to play basically what you would usually play in a quick play game. The only time you'll boot someone in the hole for an actual plan is like, let's say Reinhardt, let's say, alright, actually, let's look at this. They have a Sigma. The Sigma is going to get booped in the hole. He's not going to have shield. He's not going to have his shield ready, his accretion ready, nothing. He's going to be gone for a fight for at least 3 seconds. 3 seconds to do something and push the fight.
So yeah, they're playing simple double shield with the Reap Fist combo. ArtU definitely taking a lot of space here, making sure that their presence is felt on the card as early as possible.
T's getting a little aggressive.
That's a very good flip, very good point control starting out for ArtU Esports. If they are going to flip it in their favor, that's going to be the first one to start it off. So no casualties though. They forced the University of North Texas to just back up. But it looks like they are going to start contesting the point now. No casualties on either side right now. It's been a solid 30 seconds or so.
This is what you call a strike fight.
Like both teams are playing very well. They're playing textbook Overwatch. It's just literally whoever's the first one to mess up is gonna get punished. T-Cat opening up the door, getting the Orisa, and they're just gonna close the door. ArtU trying to get the kills that they can. Executor does get T-Cat, but it looks like they are gonna be able to get back. So this might be enough time for them. Oh my god, Kairos.
Joe.
That was a
Getting
good
a little
stagger.
aggressive there. Now that's a good trade. T-Cat for what? A team fight? Easy. That's an easy trade right there.
He really opened that up by getting the initial pick on the Orisa. Once that barrier goes down, you literally have free reign, especially as the Reaper. You could just kind of play around Sigma Shield at that point. So a couple of ultimates coming up. North Texas is going to open up the fight with the Gravitic Flux, and they do get Senior Pac-Man. T-Cat looking for the Meteor Strike. Is he looking at the takes? He's going to slam him down. So he does get brought down quickly by Fierce Surge. Executor just trying to clean up the rest of the team. Price trying to get out of there as quickly as he can, but he gets an uppercut to the face, and Executor just flipping the point for them.
This is a little sad for ArtU. Price didn't had his Lucio sound barrier ready for the Sigma ult. And T-Cat, he himself, he had a good idea to escape and get on the things, but he was too slow in his reaction. He was waiting for the pull from Harambe, but that was not going to happen. Giving, what's his name? Fierce Surge and hoping to pick off T-Cat when he drops.
And yeah, I feel like if you're North Texas right now, you're going to try to push in on this, because you do have the ultimate advantage. Price is going to drop the sound barrier to keep him up. Techie's also going to use it. There it goes. Okay, Meteor Strike out by University of North Texas. The Flux trying to get anybody there. Medicry going to actually find Harambe and bring down Senior Pac-Man as well. So ArtU is probably going to have to reset here. It's going to cost him a lot.
Now that was a little fast for Pac-Man right there. Pac-Man, he tried to basically flick shot his Gravitic Flux, but he got pulled by the Orisa, thus messing up his aim, and he gets basically no one. Price, on the other hand, he has thrown away his Lucio barrier, so Aqua has basically free reign with his ults in an upcoming fight.
Yeah, it's going to be uncontested. There's no real answer to it. Techie's already probably going to try to get Coalescence by the end of this fight. So, if anything, they could try to use that. Oh, K-Rose getting slammed into the wall there. Techie trying to keep the team alive. Has Coalescence available if they want to try to push this fight through. But they are already down a couple of players. Aqua getting T-Cat pretty quickly, and Executor turning it around. Techie trying to get out of there. Regroup with the team. I feel like that was a solid fight. They did force out the Gravitic Flux, and now the Academy of Art might be trying to come back with a couple volts.
They have to, because it's at 90% now. They have one more fight, one more clean fight to get this points.
So it's going to be all up to T-Cat, I feel like, if he gets a solid punch here.
Oh my god, how did that not get the...
Meteor Strike coming up. He's looking for the pull by Harambe. Can he find it? It's not going to happen. Here's Surge in the background already, just taking out two, Pac-Man and Harambe. No more tanks for the side of ArtU. Meanwhile, K-Rose trying to get some damage in, but can he hold off without the supports? And that's going to be it. The Death Blossom coming out from North Texas, and that's going to shut the door. They're going to take the lead in this map.
There's a lot that went down. How do I start this off? Like, the fight, ArtU wasn't playing their ults right, basically. Their ult usage was poor and couldn't match up well with North Texas.
Yeah, North Texas really just pushed the tempo, just made sure, you know what, they can't breathe. If they can't move, we win the game. But ArtU did come out initially and just said, you know what, we're gonna take space. This is our space. This is ours. And I like that aggression. We didn't get to see this as often.
It's the prophesized comp. It's a Ryan Sigma. It's a Ryan Winston.
So we'll see. The point's going to unlock in about 30 seconds, so they're just going to be rolling out here. But once again, we see this Ryan-Winston combination coming out. I think they wanted to run this on the other map. God, I'm so bad at the name.
City Center.
City Center. Yeah. But they are going to be pushing through. I feel like this is the first time I've actually seen Senior Pac-Man play Reinhardt.
Yeah, it's been a while. Pac-Man's more known for his Diva and Hog. He's been practicing Reinhardt for this specific comp made by Kairos. It works. It's just that not against a Pharah.
Yeah, the Pharah is going to be uncontested out here, so feels like it's going to be a little bit more difficult. Kairos already dropping pretty low, but does pick up a health pack, and he's stunned up and gone. So they do stall a little bit of time off of them, but North Texas Esports just going to be taking the lead here.
Now this is something that ArtU has to really decide. Do they want to keep this comp? Should they switch off to counter what they have? To play a to mirror it or to counter it?
So K-Rose already on the Tracer here. Trying to look for some damage onto the Pharah. He understands that the fall-off damage is slightly further, so you can do a lot more with it. Fierce Surge, try to go in, but K-Rose denying that angle. He's looking at Joe. Forces the fade out there.
Punishes the base too.
It's worth it. So T-Cat and Kairos already getting a couple picks, but Executor already finding Pac-Man and Techie. T-Cat returning the favor, trying to get a couple more kills here, and it's only going to be Fierce Surge left. And there goes ArtU going for the point flip.
That's good from ArtU. They took dominance from a point and punished a fade. Basically, they're doing again that weird hybrid dive death ball, which is great. Now looking at the ults coming up, we do have Harambe coming with Primal Rage, and we have Kairos with the Pulse Bomb. But looking at University of North Texas, they have advantage. Pulling out the Bongo now.
Yeah, they're going to start aggressive, and they're going to drop the Bongo immediately. I feel like that's just going to be enough to try to deal some damage, but ArtU playing it very patiently. They decided to hide behind the wall, wait for it to go off, and get out when they can. A good push by Harambe, getting Aqua. And they just shut down that fight pretty quickly.
Oh man, that was actually smart of ArtU. They're actually adapting. They're actually kiting these ults. They kited the Orisa Bongo, the Bongo Coalescence combo so well.
And they didn't even need to use a lot of their ultimates. The only thing that was used was Primal Rage by Harambe.
And Pulse Bomb, but Kairos is already halfway to another Pulse Bomb.
So yeah, it was just very cleanly executed. I feel like, yeah, they're definitely adapting to using the ults. Like, we've seen them, especially during VOD reviews, they're like, once you hear Bongo, you should just hide. Wait it out, and then we take the fight the next time. Harambe getting aggressive, hopping on the back line, looking at Joe. Fade used already. Techie popping it off, and Kairos punishing the fade once again.
Ooh.
has recall available, going to be using it, trying to look for somebody else here. On the hunt. Very low, but he's getting healed up. Oh, the pulse bomb doesn't quite catch anybody. He's going to have to back out there. Meanwhile, Executor already in the back line, already throws Barrage down onto Senior Pac-Man, but Executor going to do it. T-Cat finds Joe again. T looking at the Mercy. There's no support for the side of North Texas now. So T-Cat looking for something, but he's going to get slammed down by Fierce Surge. Harambe trying to look for something else as well, but 92% already on the point. ArtU Esports holding it off for a little bit longer, and they're looking out Aqua right now. Trying to get the Sigma off the point.
So what's going on? ArtU's just stalling for time now. They're playing to reset now. It's smart for them. They got 99%. They got resets. Pac-Man's probably going to swap back to their Reinhardts. You know,
that was a very good push. Very good sustain. Understanding that, you know, if we get it to 99, we only have to win one more fight. And so that's their goal. They're going to try to get the clean sweep here and then push it to a map 3.
It might take 2 fights because ArtU doesn't have any ults coming up pretty soon. They might get something mid-fight, but not soon enough. Kairos, maybe. He's got to find that clutch pulse bomb.
I do feel like this fight right now is the fight to take completely dry. Just don't use any ultimates and just try to get in there with any damage. But if you can win it there, Pac-Man already finding one. T-Cat finding Joe again. And this is going to be huge for ArtU. If they could actually turn this around, they are looking at only Executor in the sky right now. Just kind of off on his own, but he can't really do too much. Can't contest the point when you're in the air right now. Kairos looking to focus him down. Forces out the Valkyrie. And they have to contest. Kairos getting aggressive. Has to force his recall. And Joe already down again. They're going to force the res. Executor coming back on the pin. Oh. He stops it. He's actually going to clash with the Doomfist and prevent the Rocket Hammer from getting through.
No, the C9 came out. Oh my god. I love it. I'm seeing ArtU adapt, but I'm also seeing North Texas making some small mistakes as well. Executor, as in Execute himself. There's that one time. Who was it? It was Kairos. Kairos got a full charge punch on him as Tracer into a wall, but he got saved because he had the elusive sound barrier from Price at the right time. A little bit of struggle power here and there between the 1v1s, but in the end, you just find yourself surprised that Doomfist is now countering the Pharah instead of vice versa.
Yeah, it's one of those things where, you know, T-Cat is known for getting himself into very weird angles. And so, as we're going to see on this last point, this is the City Center? I don't even know.
Yes, it is City Center.
I know the names of the maps now. But, like, yeah, City Center has that spire in the middle, and we know that you can perch up there and try to get a kill, but and T-Cat's known for doing some crazy stuff like that. Kairos already bringing Fierce Surge down to half HP, forces out the Fade, and he's looking at him again. He knows exactly where he is, and he's forcing out the healing. Oh, this time, Executor's on the Mei. This is something that they were playing for quite a while, and Kairos got to play it a little bit safe. Aqua already finding Pac-Man, though, so they're going to be down a couple players. Medix Gray already finding Harambe as well. So it looks like Kairos is just going to try to kite this out, maybe get a little bit more damage, maybe get a Pulse Bomb ready for the next fight. Or maybe he might try to open it up right here. Stuck on the back. Does find Captain Carlos, but it does cost him his life.
That was not a good trade there for me. I think ArtU is going to stall us out a little bit longer, but they're going to lose. They are going to lose the points.
They're still diving in though. They're just trying to reset here potentially, I guess. Okay, so they are gonna go for a full reset. We'll see what they decide to run here. If you're ArtU, do you still stick on this Ryan Winston? Because I feel like this is like one of the viewpoints where it would work.
It would work against May Reaper. It can work. It can work, but it is again a different comp. It is a different style. They haven't played against May Reaper yet, and May Reaper is very tank. Oh, it's very CC. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, it uses a lot of damage and crowd control in order to keep everybody into the correct spot that they want them to be. So T-Cat already going on a crazy flank. Is he gonna get anybody? Forces out the cryo freeze. Oh, Pac-Man already getting a kill on Fierce Surge with the help of Kairos, and they're gonna be trying to separate out the rest of this team. Sound barrier coming out from Captain Carlos, trying to keep the team up, and the Blizzard gonna be bringing down Senior Pac-Man, but that's just one that they isolated out here. They are gonna look at Meteor Gex. Yep, Techi's gonna go down, Kairos as well. They are forcing out a lot of ultimates, and T-Cat's gonna drop as well.
Now you see University of North Texas is actually adapting as well. They figured that Joe is always out by himself. He's always being separated. So, and he's always being dived on by both the Winston and Tracer. So how do they fix that? Literally just play close to each other like they are right now. Now you see ArtU swapping over to the Pharmacy.
Yeah, so this Pharmacy is actually going to allow them to play higher up in the sky and play out of the range of both the Reaper and the Mei, which is something that, you know, ArtU definitely needs right now. They're isolating Aqua out. They're trying to get the picks, but Joe's already there with the healing. We hear the Flux coming out. Pac-Man with the slam, but he is frozen up here. T-Cat's trying to look for some damage. Fierce Surge popping the Death Blossom in the background. Does actually find a couple of picks as well, so ArtU's going to be playing with a man disadvantage. He's trying to get the Bongo out of the middle center. He's going to do that. He gets Fierce Surge and Metacrit.
A double?
A double off of Harambe slimming with 22 HP,
no.
and he's going to get brought down quickly. Only T-Cat's left, but the Icicle's going to bring him down. They're still stalling for time. Senior Pac-Man on the point, trying to play it slow, but he's going to get frozen up here, and that's going to be it. The overtime wick. Price. Stalling on the point, trying to keep the dreams of ArtU alive. The Blizzard coming down. Doesn't catch anybody. It catches out Techie. Price playing around the point, still playing it very carefully, but I don't think
there, but he can't. They push. For people who didn't see there, Harambe was on the point, but he got zoned out. Harambe got zoned out, so it's not a C9, but it was like that's CC. That is what that's what University of North Texas is playing. They're playing CC. Now let's look at this shutdown from Aqua. Not use this gods, not this one.
So yep, just a quick punch will bring down Kairos, and that's the shutdown that they were talking about here. If anything, a very interesting play, very good, clean execution. But as we've seen, these games are very close.
For now, it is close. That is what control maps always do. It's either it's going to be one-sided, and then that team who just sweeps is going to get rolled for next couple maps, or it's going to get really close, and it just will never be close again. So, excuse me. ArtU, they are showing that, from what I know, University of North Texas is undefeated, and ArtU is showing that they may have a lot of O2s, but they're not weak. They're strong. If you make a mistake, ArtU will capitalize on it.
Yeah, as we saw T-Cat pick off Joe on multiple occasions, and then also just hopping in the background, hopping into the back line, and also picking off Captain Carlos, and just making sure that the support line is not having a good time. If T-Cat is on you, it's just he just wants to separate you out from your team and make sure that they can't sustain. And if they can't sustain, they're just going to keep pushing on through. So right now, the University of North Texas having the lead 1-0. But next, we are going to be going to a hybrid map. So once again, I feel like it's either going to be Kings Row, Hollywood, or Numbani. But as we know, they're most likely going to be picking that Hollywood.
I still don't know why they choose the Hollywood over the Kings Row. Maybe they have a set strat for Kings Row, maybe not, but maybe they're going to learn again from UC Irvine. It is a tough map though, especially even if they do pull out the Bastion comp. It will be a tough map for ArtU, because North Texas has already played on this map before. We've already seen dominance from them from their VODs, from the other streams against other universities. ArtU, they barely play on Hollywood against the other universities. So it's going to be hard to really basically guess how it's going to go.
And North Texas has also shown that they can run two different styles on this map. They could either run the Mei Reaper composition, which they pulled out on Control Point, or they run the Bastion, I think it was Bastion Mei, that they were trying out as well. So most teams do like to hang out and take that cafe spot as quickly as they can, and it looks like that's exactly what they're going to do. But ArtU is going to be able to try to break through this, and we watched the VOD review between North Texas and Utah, and they did find a way how to get through. So we'll see if it does play into their favor here, as we're going to open up map number 2, Hollywood, between the Academy of Art University and the University of North Texas. So yeah, they are going to be pushing on through. ArtU running a Clara Reaper composition. Once again, T-Cat wanting to play up and above here.
I don't know if their skins are on.
That's interesting. The Fierce Surge is on this Ash. He's trying to get over there. It's the only way how he can do. He shadow steps up to the top, just trying to get Fierce Surge out of position. So forcing the rotation. T-Cat dropping pretty low already. Techie already there for the healing.
I think it's throwing off North Texas because usually teams, ever since Grand Finals of Overwatch League, teams have traditionally played Bastion on payload and hybrid maps. ArtU is not doing that, but University of North Texas, they're regaining their footing, trying to figure out how to play the game again, and it's working.
Yeah, Techie's just trying to keep the rest of the team alive, trying to bring somebody back, but it does get frozen up by Executor. Senior Pac-Man gonna be dropped as well. So once again, it's that May creating a lot of space for the University of North Texas right now. But yeah, it looks like they wanted to go and play around this. They are gonna switch T-Cat over to the Doomfist this time.
It is kind of a smart pick because Fierce Surge is on Ash. She is a counter to Pharah, but you can still always play against your counter. Just gotta play around the buildings, play around the roofs, and the Ash can't always get you.
Yeah, there was a quote actually by Nomi from the old SF Shock team. He says, "Your character is equally as broken as the map that you know." So he's using knowing the map geography is actually half of the battle here. So once again, T-Cat dropping pretty low, but Fierce Surge already picking off three of them, 4 of them. Yeah. There we go.
Bryce, run!
Bryce is trying to leave, but he's just gonna get staggered up, and they're gonna. Oh, he slips through the rock, dodges it. Oh man, he's gonna save himself from dying there.
I'm just going to say this easily. Fierce Surge just popped off. I can't really say much. I didn't see what actually happened. T-Cat tried to go for a flank, but Fierce Surge just popped off. And now looking at the ults, North Texas is sitting comfortably right now while ArtU it doesn't have any ults really coming up anytime soon. Carol's taking a lot of damage right now. Now he's walled off. Oh, this is an awkward position for the tanks right now.
Yeah, they are walled off, and it's separating out the team, making it difficult for them to really just reconvene, but they do know that the wall is down, so if they want to go right now, they can. That's exactly what the call is. They're just going to be moving on through. Forces out a couple of plays. T-Cat tried to look for a kill, but he does get the supercharger, which is very good for them, but it does cost him. Pac-Man already picking out Executor, so there's no May available on the side of North Texas, but the Flux catches out 3. Going to be dropping him down. Senior Pac-Man is already gone. Joe already picking off Harambe as well, and Price starting to get out of there. Techie is going to be dropped pretty quickly.
60 seconds.
North Texas is just like, I don't think they're trying that much right now. They know what they know where ArtU is going to go. They know how they're going to rotate. That's a 9,000 right there.
IQ dynamite. Okay.
ArtU has to change up the rotation somehow. They have to change up their lineup, how they're going to approach this, or else they're not going to touch this point ever again.
Yeah, they only have one more solid push to go before another. Oh, Kairos gets picked off quickly. Senior Pac-Man dropping pretty low in the May, just really being a thorn in their side, making it very difficult for them. Pac-Man almost to a Flux though. They do have a lot of ultimates available, so we have to wait for Kairos. If they get stall long enough for Kairos to get back into this fight, it might be good for them. Pac-Man getting caught out. That's going to cost them quite a bit. Techie trying to keep the space here. Kairos getting 4 of them, and he's trying to clean up North Texas. The single hero right now dropping the Death Blossom to open up the fight for them and cap the point. Quite an impressive play.
Now that's a bit of all University of North Texas. They got a little too easy. They got a little too calm because they thought they're going to win the fight easy. They forgot to actually ult track Kairos and the rest of ArtU. They knew ArtU was going to have a lot of ults coming up, but they don't know when. They don't know where. And now they got punished for it, and now ArtU has the point. All they have to do is basically, all ArtU has to do is to play this right. Use their ults right. If any ult misuse is going to be capitalized on. Like right now, will T-Cat actually get this? He can't get this. He got knocked up by Bob of all things. Kairos on the Widow though. But there's a Bob.
Yeah, this is kind of a difficult push, especially with Bob just chilling there. Now he's leaving. His planet needs him. So the Academy of Art University playing with a couple of ults. But I feel like the next couple of fights are probably going to be dry fights, forcing University of North Texas to use a couple, maybe to just swing the fight back. But they have shown that they can definitely hold place, and North Texas is just holding up the point as much as they can, make sure, no space is going to be taken.
He's taking a hero that he just loves playing. He is on the trade now. He's one of his favorite characters. Let's see how he does.
Price trying to get in there as much as he can, but TCAT over onto his Tracer. It's something that he's been working on as well. It's one of his calling cards, one of his original calling cards from back in the dive day. So we'll see what he does. He's already in the back line, already 50% to his ultimate. He just switched onto this as well. But Pac-Man is gonna get picked off. He's looking at trying to get somebody. TCAT gets the recall available. Executor almost drops down. Does use the cryo freeze to save himself. The pool trying to bring them together. TCAT 90% to his ultimate. He's playing it very slow. Pac-Man returning back slowly, but here comes the Blizzard. Harambe trying to survive, but he's going to get caught up in there. There's 30 seconds left in the fight. TCAT.
TCAT has to be patient with this. He has to wait for Harambe for the pull. He has to 6-zone, get the pull, get a huge kill. Otherwise, there's not much going on because Chaos doesn't have enough room to pop off.
Oh, he does give them walls though, so they understand where they need to go. Kairos looking for a line potentially. Oh, and he gets a headshot on Captain Carlos. That's already going to open the fight. Fierce Surge already going down to the pulse bomb as well. So Kairos trying to push in. Tenki cleaning up the rest of it with Coalescence, and this is the opening that they've been looking for. Academy of Art getting the team kill.
But at what cost? They're in overtime now. They have to push the car all the way to the end. They have to push the car all the way to the end of the street face to enter, well, basically is their studio.
So yeah, here we go. We have Harambe has Bongo almost available here, but Aqua is going to be trying to look for that Gravitic Flux potentially to pull everybody off of the point. TCAT trying to get aggressive. Oh, Fierce Surge dropped immediately. TCAT trying to find more. Kairos is already down though as well. Executor finding him. The beat is dropped by Price, trying to keep the rest of the team alive, but now they had the answer.
Bob is out. Bob's not out.
They're trying to look for something. TCAT trying to get some damage in, forcing the overtime, but he's going to get brought down by Bob, and that's going to be it.
Like, this is rough. Like I said earlier, Hollywood is going to be rough for RU. They haven't practiced on this map as much as I think they have, especially against the May Reaper comp or a May comp at all. Especially an Ashe comp. They have to deal with Bob as soon as he comes out. The dynamite is huge. You can't play like you usually do with Golds or with D.Va. You can't just like pull up D.Va Matrix and eat the dynamite whenever it comes in. You have to play smart and basically, well, don't feed the Ashe.
Yeah, the hardest part about like trying to mitigate Ashe is if you do play that double shield, you can throw the dynamite over and still pop it and get more damage in. So the thing about Ashe, you know, you get a lot of damage in and then you end up getting Bob way quicker. So I don't know how they're going to try to play this. They're going to have to hold a defense for at least the first point and majority of second point. So kind of a uphill battle for ArtU, but if they happen to play it perfectly well, they can definitely hold off North Texas and try to bring this to a map 3.
ArtU coming out with the Bastion Pharmacy comp? It can work. But I know University of North Texas has played against this multiple times because almost every team, as far as I know, plays Bastion on payload and hybrid maps. So RU has to play this smart. If they get picked off, if TCAT gets picked off, it's going to be end of this point easy. That's how I'm seeing it right now.
So yeah, it's going to be really interesting to see how they try to mitigate him, considering that North Texas is going to be running, a very standard composition. So they have to play around TCAT knowing that he is going to be in the sky the entire time along with Techie.
The rotation's coming up. They're going to take the back alley. Typical. But are they going to juke it? Let's see.
TCAT already playing above them, trying to get some sightline in for them, but we'll see what they decide to do. I mean, TCAT can try to get a little bit of damage. Kairos getting walled off and separated from the rest of the team. Very good wall by Executor. But that's going to bring him down. Kairos is going to be res, though. TCAT already finding Executor, so ArtU playing with the numbers advantage again. And he's trying to look for Captain Carlos right here on the side, and he does get him in the air. So TCAT dropping one. Fierce Surge already picking off Harambe, though, so no shield on the side of ArtU except for Pac-Man. Ooh. But Kairos, since he's back already, he's already dealing a lot of the damage.
That was a good res coming in from Techie, and here we are going again. We have Pac-Man trying to contest the point, 1v3, but TCAT suppressing fire, corralling them all into that one little corner.
It's actually very good for the side of ArtU. They're just trying to keep him safe. It's with the Matrix up, it's just dealing so much damage. He gets turned around. Metacray going to be able to drop him down. The Coalescence keeping the team up. So Joe trying to keep North Texas alive and well on this point, but TCAT has Barrage available, but he is the main primary focus right now, and he's going to get brought down. Techie might have to contest on her own, which is unfortunate, so she is going to get brought down.
It's a bit sad because ArtU did use 3 of their ultimates right there already. Well, 2 of the ultimates right there already. They used the Baptiste Amplification Matrix and the Valkyrie from Techie.
And Kairos has to switch over to the Reaper now. He's almost brought down, though, very quickly, but he is going to get topped off by Techie. If you're ArtU right now, what is the way how you mitigate this fight? Do you still keep on this Pharah, or do you think that like a sniper would help him out here, especially since it is his base?
I'd say keep the Pharah because of the sightlines, because of the lack of anti-air that they have. I do keep an eye on that Lucio. That Lucio's playing red at Lucio right now, as you can see right there.
Yeah, Carlos does find him, but they do call out that Kairos is dropping pretty low on his own part. And he is going to get brought down. ArtU kind of giving up a lot of space here. They really got to play that safe, but they're going to get walled off on the rest of the team. They're really doing a good job of blocking the sight line of the Immortality field. The rest of the team is going to go down.
This is some Kairos swapped over to McCree, trying to basically catch off the Reaper. But I don't think that's gonna do much. Techie is going back to the Moira.
Yeah, they really need to make a last-ditch effort here. As Price touching the point, but it's not going to be enough. Same thing with Harambe. Harambe is going to be dropped down pretty quickly. They do drop Bongo, trying to deal some more damage. Oh, but TCAT tries to drop the Barrage, doesn't quite get anything, and here comes the Blizzard. This might be the final tick, and that will be it. University of North Texas pushing as hard as they can and taking Hollywood.
The play game goes to Fierce Spheres with the Halloween highlight intro. And that last second bomb that saved them the point. People won't say that Bob is doing much here, but Bob is dealing most of the damage right now, making it easy for cleanup.
Yeah, it's one of those things where if you don't deal with Bob early, you get punished by him pretty hard. So, and especially in the current meta at the moment, the only way to really deal with it is the Sigma Shield. But that means you're committing that resource to stopping Bob. So, very good game, honestly. North Texas winning 2-0. But at least the maps were really close. They did let their foot off the gas a little bit on Hollywood. They were able to push on through, but overall, very interesting play coming out from both of these teams.
Yes. Like I said before, control maps are very iffy, basically. Like, control maps are either going to be one-sided, and then they're never going to be one-sided again, or going to be really close, and then it'll be one-sided next map. So you may never find out. But first, let's hear from TCAT.
Here you go. We got him the stick microphone. He's here.
You want like stand in the middle?
Yeah, I'll stand in the middle like I did last time.
Yeah.
Okay.
Be the middleman.
Okay.
Like in Jackbots tonight.
Hey, not like this. Okay, so first map, once again, it was Oasis. You guys did go 2-1 against them. So God, I can't even think of my maps.
Oasis, Gardens.
Yeah, Gardens. What was the primary focus, especially for you? You were going after their backline a lot. Was there any specific call for that, or was that just your mentality going into it?
Well, with the running Mercy Pharah, they're gonna definitely only be healing with Moira. So our goal is to like burn the Moira fade and then have like everyone jump on the Moira so that we can kill her after the fade's over.
Yeah, that was a very good play. I saw both Kairos and you going after. You guys probably just called fade and then just hopped on immediately.
Exactly. Yeah.
That's a good punish.
Yeah, it is. I think that's what we kind of want to do with that comp in general, is just like punish cooldowns, especially because if one of their healers is up in the sky with Pharah.
So, with the Ryan Winston comp, I know Kairos made it, and I still find it dumb even to this day, even after seeing it.
How it works or how it's like even like a thing, but I guess it's proving to be some sort of manageable comp.
Do you think that if you keep working on this comp, like improving on it, and basically make this comp the counter to most of the comps to the meta right now, do you think you can? You need to hold the mic a little better. It's like, look, yeah, that's
a little closer. Okay, sorry.
No, oh wow, that's loud. Anyways,
Oh.
do you think that if you got a rematch against the teams that you lost to, like say Irvine, let's say, North Texas. Do you think that you have a better chance at beating them after just a bit more practice with that comp on this patch?
Yeah, I think it's doable for sure. I wouldn't say it's never going to be impossible. Pac-Man doesn't even play Rhine, and we're just throwing him on Rhine just to do the comp, and it's still working even though he doesn't play Rhine. So I mean, a couple weeks from now, if he's getting used to Rhine, it's definitely a comp that we could come back and actually win against these matchups.
All right. So, in terms of Hollywood now, I want to point out that last point takeover when Kairos popped that
The Blossom.
the Blossom.
Yep.
When it comes down to you guys fighting, taking especially a last fight like 5v6, are you trying to bank on the fact that they're not going to keep tabs on Kairos, or is it trying to draw attention, or is it just last desperation push, we just got to get on
Spur of
there?
the moment kind of stuff.
I feel like it's not as like, oh, we have like all of our alts, just throw it on as it seems. There's definitely like some thought behind it, like, oh, he's gonna Blossom, I'm gonna uppercut the Sigma so he can't eat the Blossom. Stuff like that is just stuff you may not see. But there's definitely like some thought that goes behind it, despite like us constantly trying to push in. We needed our Sigma ult, we needed to build ults before we can kind of take down what they had set up.
All right, so I know everyone loves King's Row. We call it Scrimsel for a reason.
Yep.
But you've for the two matches today against Irvine and North Texas, you've chose against playing King's Row and decided to play on Hollywood. What's the thought process behind that? Why Hollywood?
Well, everyone likes Kings Row, like you said, and I feel like a lot of teams that are going to like it are going to practice it a lot. And we thought that instead of just being like everyone else and just going into Kings Row, we'd pick Hollywood, which is probably a map that people might sleep on, and we'd try to catch them off guard. And also, like, it's not like the most Bastion-heavy map, like Nimbani or something, so it helps us not having to try to destroy a Bastion every time.
And then last question. Obviously, you guys had a couple issues dealing with the May Reaper composition. Is there anything that you would want to try out maybe next time to try to mitigate that if you run into that again? Or once again, I asked you, I believe, last match as well, like, what's the difference between trying to run the Pharah over running something like Widowmaker just to try to like get him off?
Yeah, so we did run Pharah and Widowmaker to try to force him off that May Reaper. It was kind of just like they needed to somehow deal with this, and May Reaper might not be the picks, but they're really aggressive on the May Reaper, and they're really good at it. So we have to make sure our front line isn't dying before Kairos and I can get the picks in the back line or like on their front line as well.
Well,
Any other questions that you have, V?
I don't really have anything else to say besides like today we see why North Texas is as dominant as they are. And
Yeah, they're very good, so
Yeah.
it's no doubt that they're a strong team, so good for them.
So is there any other things that you want to say to your team prior to your final match, which is next week against Berkeley?
Yeah, Berkeley's kind of a fun team. They're definitely like our rivals, I would say, in that we know a lot of them. We do pugs with them. So this is going to be probably some fun banter, and the game's going to be pretty exciting. I'm excited for it, for sure.
it's gonna be technically a battle of the bays here.
Yeah, Battle of the Bay.
But that's copyright. That's for the Raiders.
Yep.
So what's this? The NorCal Collegiate Cup all over again?
Oh, no, not again.
Collegiate
Last
Open,
time
sorry.
we lost to Berkeley, though, didn't we?
Yeah, but they have different members this
We
time.
do
You can
members.
win.
We can win now.
Yeah.
So
Right,
yeah,
so
the ArtU is definitely confident going into this next match, which will be on the 26th. So feel free to tune in when that happens. So once again, I'm Kevin Kanashi Tagupa. We have TCAT and VFlight, and we will see you on the next one.